This is our family farm that my grandpa started renting in 1923. He bought it in 1927. He bought it as a foreclosure from the bank. It's hard to find pictures of any quality that show anything, but this is the house that we live in presently. You can see there's two chimneys there, and it wasn't much of a house. The legend is that the old guy that had it and lost it so that my grandpa could buy it from the bank used to lay in bed at night and shoot rats with a .22 rifle. This is my grandfather, my dad's dad. This is him as a very young man. This is my great-grandmother. This would be my grandpa's mother. She had 9 children. She lived to be almost 106. She was 2 weeks from making it to 106. She was a little girl when Abraham Lincoln was president. This is my dad as a young man. He grew up farming with horses. They didn't get their first tractor till somewhere in the 1930s. He was born in 1924. He died in 2019. He was well on his way to being 95. And even when he was still 94, he was helping me cut wood and down in the woods, cutting his firewood and stuff. This is my dad on the left and my grandpa on the right, and that's some of the catch they've made from hunting. And here again is my dad along with my sister Janet when she was a little girl. Here's my dad with a new colt. My dad's high school graduation picture. My high school graduation picture. My mom and dad's wedding picture. Here's a picture of my mom and dad shortly before my mom passed away from cancer. She died in 1992. In 1980, I enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. I took my training at MCRD in San Diego and then was stationed at Camp Pendleton, California and Camp Hansen, Okinawa, Japan. On this farm, we had a 35 head dairy herd. We had beef cattle and we had hogs. When I was little, we had chickens. Here my dad is backing in the feed mill with my 720 John Deere diesel, and he's getting a little help from the puppy dog. Here's my 1949 Case SC. My grandpa bought that brand new in Wadena in 1949. And that's my 1980 Chevy half-ton four-wheel drive pickup that I sold to the Navy. They painted it gray and used it for a boat anchor. Here's a picture of my mom with my sister Janet. Janet's dad was in the Battle of the Bulge in World War II and was killed. And my mom later on remarried my dad. And Janet would have been about 11, 12 years old, something like that, when mom and dad got married. Here's my brother Jim. Farming wasn't for Jim. He'd had enough of the farm life by the time he reached his teenage years. And he was a really talented musician, still is. And he joined the Air Force. He joined the Air Force Band, and that branched off into other things for him and turned out to be pretty successful with that. And here, from left to right, is me, my brother Jim, and my mom. And here, from left to right, you've got my dad, Cal Bissell, and me. Cal was a guy I worked with for quite a bit, a good friend of mine, and he was killed in a tragic tractor accident. Here I am with my dad down in Wadena, taking the classic 2520 John Deere diesel, a 1970 model, on a tractor ride. Here we are covering the upper barn, the dairy barn, with steel all on the outside. Sure dressed that up, makes it look better. Here my dad and I are cleaning up some broken bales from unloading the wagons and putting them up into the haymow of the lower barn using the 720 diesel on the 336 John Deere baler. Well, thank you for watching this video on this soon-to-be Century Farm. We're going to close out with a little bit of before and after here and just let you ride out the video. Thanks for watching.